It's your girl, Mechig. It's your girl, Mechig.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mechig, and I'm back with another video. I told y'all this season we're turning up the healing, okay? And so this vlog is gonna be no different, okay? Today we're trying something new as an alternative health option. We are going to Queen City Alternative Health Center. So with that being said, I recently visited Queen City Alternative Health Center here in Clarksville, Tennessee for iridology services, and y'all will get that vlog later. And I was thoroughly pleased. They were able to tell me so much about my health that doctors couldn't tell me. They would be like, you're fine. And I'd be like, I know something deeper is going on in my body. Queen City handled that, okay? I'm currently in the middle of heavy metal detoxing. You'll also get that vlog, I'm pretty sure after this one. But anyway, so today we're trying a new service by Queen City, and I'm taking y'all with me. Hopefully they let me record. So today we're trying neuro reflux analysis, also known as an emotional flush. She was kind of explaining it to me, and short and sweet, she was saying like it's basically just a way for them to pull a lot of emotions out of your body, because as humans, we have a lot of traumas, emotions, just life that we have stuck in our body, pain that we've been through that's just stuck in our body and it can't get out of our bodies. So if y'all are interested in seeing that, try something new, go ahead, stay tuned for this video. Before we get into this video, make sure y'all go ahead and of course hit that subscribe button, because we're healing over here. We're trying new things. Our goal is to live our optimal health so that we can be our optimal self. If that resonates with you, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because I'm trying a lot of stuff. I'm getting to the root of my own health. Hopefully that resonates with you. Like this video, comment, make a friend in the comments. Before I go, because I think my appointment is in like an hour. So I'm gonna just read and tell y'all. Neuro reflux analysis, or the emotional flush, is a procedure that allows the practitioner to test the body as to what physical ailments are direct result of emotional issues, stress, anxiety, etc. that has affected the well-being or healing. Most folks are familiar with the warning that stress and anger could result in a heart attack or worse. The same concept applies for any other negative emotional issue that an individual could be dealing with. These negative issues could cause lack of oxygen flow, interrupt the body's ability to regenerate new healthy cells, etc., thus causing a breakdown with the immune system, central nervous system, digestive system, and cause the other problems associated with the rest of the person's health. So that is something that I feel I need. I've been having anxiety real bad. You could say like, oh, it's the weather, it's the colder months. I feel like something is stuck in my body because I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep y'all. Let's head on over to Queen City. So let's go.
And it's going to be a shorter scan today.
Okay.
A coded technique called the body code for testing specific psychological and emotional factors that are produced out of conscious and subconscious. And it can be anything from old traumas or experiences that have been stored cellularly. It's basically just going to be using a coded method to track down specific frequency-based forms of consciousness and relieving you of them through a magnetic or electromagnetic means. And then on top of that, we'll be using a specific old therapy technique to basically heal old traumas, especially childhood, and to ascertain exactly what you were experiencing at the time, emotionally, psychologically, that you may be consciously unaware of. And it's not exactly hypnosis, but it is similar to meditation and visualization. Basically, we're going to use a technique to kind of go back in time at certain points in time, and have you converse with older forms of yourself that experience those things. Yeah. And the method is to basically heal at that time what you experienced by giving yourself what you needed, tools and emotional and psychological tools to have coped with that time better, to heal it, to create a closed loop, and then bring closure to that trauma or that experience. So those are two main things we're going to be doing. So we really get specific, and that's where the healing comes in. It's not a generalized effect, it's very specific. Yeah. Yep. You
Does
got
it
it.
simulate to like Reiki, kind of?
Only with the magnetic balancing
Okay.
in itself, but the rest not so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But there are elements similar, so very more magnetic and frequency-based healing. And so that's where Reiki is very similar to that.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna lean this chair back,
Okay.
and you can lean back, and you may need to scoot back just a little bit. Gravity chair, and it's just to kind of help you feel a little weightless and comfortable. Most people are usually a little nervous starting this out, so that's completely normal. Cause for nervousness a lot of times can actually be a subconscious fear of testing and releasing things that subconsciously you do not want to let go of. Kind of the death of subconscious things that we've been holding on to that influence us today, you know, with our thoughts and our reactions, triggers, things like that. There's 3 reasons that we always hold on to subconscious patterns, and it's either to it serves as a protection for us, or it's a comfort, or it's been an indoctrinated belief, or it can be a mix of them. But it's generally those 3 reasons that we hold on to something deep down, internalized at subconscious level. And so when we kind of go poking, prodding, testing around on those things, it can kind of trigger. Yeah. And you may even subconsciously get a little defensive and you don't know why, or agitated. And that's because at that level you know we're about to release something that you've been holding on to for dear life this whole time. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna place the oil to scan for, and then I'm gonna muscle test for any other ones that can be useful. We're gonna place them on your hands. So I'm gonna put a couple drops in one hand, and then I want you to rub them together. Together. And cover all the surface area of your hands. Back hands in between fingers, the wrists. We're stimulating.
Like the back side too, or just?
Yep, back side too. Yep. Kind of like you're washing your hands. All the surface area. That way, it's stimulating, those oils stimulate all the reflex points. Yeah, so you get a good neurological stimulation of the whole body. And I'm going to place this oil now. That one was clove, this one is cedar. There you go. Go and rub that one in. Do solar plexus here. I'm going to test additionally test good to this one. This is a relief blend. Test one more. Yep, that's about it. Okay.
It's always my solar plexus.
Yeah, I mean that is basically the center point of emotion for most people in a general sense, so I always test there for oils. Now I'm going to test magnetically, what side of the magnet, which way to rotate for each chakra point. This is a magnetic balancing. You can actually get a lot of emotional relief just from doing this. Yeah, one thing I didn't mention is I can typically kind of feel the compression of certain energetic frequency or whatever it is that you're pretty much releasing, and it'll when I can feel it dissipating in a person, it usually feels like a sigh of relief for me. And that's one I know I pretty much have completed.
All right, y'all. So Let me just start by saying, I don't feel how I thought I would feel. Like, I thought I'd feel happier, but I feel good. I feel lighter. I feel way lighter than I did coming in. Like, even in my shoulders, it's like I can breathe again. So amazing. Let me start by saying the experience, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Queen City, this is my second service from Queen City Alternative Health, and it gets 10 out of 10. So when I tell y'all, that was a therapy session, okay? It was nothing like what I envisioned. As you probably saw in the beginning of when I got to Queen City, I'm starting to think now that this is my second time with them, before whatever service you get, they have to do an in-depth reading of your health, which is why I put my hand on that thing, and you couldn't see the computer, but the computer runs all this analysis of what it's picking up from your body. So in this case, it printed out like 18 different pages. I saw like the essential oils and stuff, and I was like, what is the essential oils? I don't get it. And then it talked about the core body systems of wellness and like like what I tested for, and just different. It just was in depth with the stressors from each part, from the liver, the gastro, I think it was like emotional, and the stressors from the detoxification system, which is the liver, the gastrointestinal system, which is like the stomach and the intestines, hormonal and endocrine system, and your immune system. And so it's just pages of like, okay, you tested high in this area, whatever. And so I think he didn't really explain it to me, but I think somehow that's how he was just knowing where to start. But basically he put essential oils on my hands, and I had to rub it all over my hands, and he had some type of magnetic something that was like realigning my chakra, like magnetically realigning my chakras, my energy chakras. And he kept going over different areas and like, okay, I can feel something here, I can feel something there. Though my camera died, basically he did that the whole time. He would just do that and pick up on like, I still feel something here. And then he could tell on his phone, whatever his phone said, he was like, I'm picking up feelings of this. What pops in your head? Go back to a place. Like, there were so many times I had to go back to places of my inner child and talk to my inner child and try to get them to leave, like comfort my inner child and get them to leave with me. Y'all, it was therapy. As much as it was an emotional flush, that was a therapy session with some other specifics. But there were two parts that was really hard. I could tell my body didn't want to let go of some of the trauma. So I will be transparent about one. He read guilt. He was like, I'm getting guilt. What is the guilt? And of course, mom popped up in her final hours. Just the fact that I tried to do everything and I had everything on my back of like, I'm trying to help her, I'm trying to fix her, I'm trying to heal her. And it just, nothing I tried, it made it a little better, but it's like, it was inevitable. But I think I have subconsciously had a guilt for that, for her not surviving. And when I tell you the hardest part was, he made me go back. Literally, I had to visualize me during that time. And this was the premise of everything. So I'm better explaining it now, but I had to visually go back, me now in this physical, had to mentally go back to that time and greet that who I was in that time. And I had to ask her what she needs. I had to see how she looks, how she feels, address how she feels. I had to see what she needed. I had to console her and let her know that everything she needs I can get for you, but you have to leave with me. And it was hard because with my other younger selves, in certain circumstances, I happily left with me, like in the present me, and it was fine, and I was able to fully walk through a door and walk them into my present time. But her, the me trying to heal my mom in her right before her last days, did not want to go. Me back then was so hurt and like so frustrated and like, no, I can't leave my mom, I can't leave her, I'm trying to help, and I was like, but everything you need, I have it, it's gonna get better, like just come with me, and she did not want to leave. And so eventually he was like, okay, both of y'all go hug your mom, go tell her everything is gonna be okay, everything you need I'm gonna get. And just that whole thing, y'all, like that me left with me, but she was crying so hard, and it was just like, I don't want to go, I can't leave my mom, y'all. I cried so hard. He's like, don't wipe your eyes with your hands because you got oil on them. But y'all, that was a therapy session. But all in all, and he just basically was doing the same thing to different, whatever popped up, going back and addressing those things and visualizing. Like one instance, I had to go back to like a period in time in middle school where I was, what I was doing, and talking to younger me, and I literally was visualizing it, and it just that experience was different, but it was amazing. It was amazing. That's all I can say. If this interests you, Queen City Alternative Health, I highly recommend y'all. He did say also my perception is gonna change in the next couple of days. I'm interested to see what that means. I can tell you driving home, I pulled over to record this before it's fresh, but I can tell you driving home, my mind isn't on any health issues on my chest or my head, or ooh, do I feel that? It's not focused on health, if that makes sense. Like, I feel lighter. It's also interesting to me, now that I feel lighter, I'm interested to monitor my anxiety the next couple of days, because if I don't really feel anxiety as much, it makes me wonder if my anxiety is just things at a subconscious. I'm talking about, he pulled some words and some things out of me, like, oh, anger was one. The first time I went to Queen City, I did their iridology services where they read your eyes and can tell you things about your health. And one of the things she said was anger. She pulled anger for some reasons associated with certain organs in my body that tested low. And so I was like, anger? I'm not angry. I'm not an angry person. I'm a little frustrated with anxiety, but I'm not angry. Anger pulled up for one of my emotions. And so we dissected that, went back into a time and place, and I verbatim, 2 things popped up, which I won't get into here. But just going back to that time period and reliving and telling myself, like, I know you just went through something traumatic. It's okay. Everything you need love, you need support. I'm here. I got you. I got everything you need to support you right now. You just gotta come with me. Come walk through this door with me. I got you. I like hugging, and it makes me think about anxiety from a different perspective. Maybe it's solely trauma. And until you address those traumas, maybe you're going to always have certain anxiety. I don't know. I love trying something new. But see, that is why it's good to try something new, because it may actually help you. Thought of one other thing. So one of those times where he had me go back to a specific feeling, a specific time, and a trauma in my life. There was one trauma which was merged with another trauma, ironically, with another family member. But the second trauma that was tied involved me and my mom, as he had me like speak to my younger self in that traumatic experience. I noticed, I had to tell him, I was like, my mom is also looking at me as if she wants to be consoled too, as if she was like, help me, take me with you too. And so I had to stop him and tell him, hey, like, my mom in this moment is also needing consoling. So he was like, ask her what she needs, ask her what she wants. He asked me something else. It's weird because in asking her something, the word apart popped up for me in my mind, but in my body, it's like my body was saying connection, we are connected. But then I was hearing apart. He was like, that's interesting, with knowing that, you know, she passed and everything. For me, I internalized it as I'm healing myself. Like, I'm healing my mother, so she also wants to be taken out of that situation too. And so he ended up having me speak to my mom and tell her, like, whatever you need, I can get that for you. I can help you. I consoled her, and I hugged them both, my younger self and my mom. And he had us visually go through the corridors. And every time he was telling me, like, take these people with you, your younger self or whoever, with you through these particular doors, I always envisioned them coming through the doors. The other side was the clinic, into the room, and it was a table. I think I kind of showed y'all, it was a table in front of me, and I literally visualized all of us sitting on the table watching me go through this process. What's up, y'all? So I just wanted to check in. I was gonna leave the video where it was, but then I remember he said that, you know, I would notice my perspective change in a couple of days. So I was like, let me do an end of the week update. First off, I feel like I don't feel how I expected, and that's not a bad thing. I think I just had the preconceived notion that when they were explaining it to me the first time, I just thought I was gonna have like no sadness, no worry. I thought I was just gonna leave there like, ha, the world is amazing and everything is love. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be like super happy because all the negative emotions were flushed out, and that's not necessarily the case. I can tell you a week later that my anxiety has decreased significantly. Though certain thoughts may cross my mind, I feel like there was a haziness. I don't know if this is the best way to describe it, but I feel like there was like a thick haziness around me that just felt so down and like so heavy, and I feel like that is gone. Like I don't feel so heavy. Like if I feel like, oh, my knees just popped, I'm not going to stress about it like, oh my god, is it knee cancer? What is it? Ah! Like I don't feel like that. It's just like, oh, these popped. I probably need to be careful next time. Like it's a lot less heavy. I will say, in terms of him saying my perspective will change a lot, the thing that I noticed, so remember I was telling y'all about how he made me go to certain traumatic stages in my life that I didn't even think about, but time periods in my life. So one time period, I probably was 8 years old. Another time period, I was in middle school. Another time period, I was in high school. From the session, he would have me go to those specific scenes. And so I feel like my perspective has changed because like now I visualize the four of them standing right here next to me. Like they followed me into the present. And so it's like, you gotta do something with them. You promised them that, you know, you could give them support. You could give them unconditional love. You could provide them with hugs, whatever it is that I promised them. Like you said you could do this. And so like a couple of times this week I found myself waking up and like feeling, I say visualizing, but low-key feeling the energy of those four stages, like next to my bed, next to me, like okay, we're waiting on you to provide for us, you know. So it definitely changed my perspective on getting to the things that I need to get done. Am I pouring into myself enough? The things I said I could provide them, am I doing that to myself? Because doing that to myself is giving that to them. So that is probably the only thing. I don't know if that's what he meant, probably, but that's what I've experienced a week later. Aside from that, I just feel amazing, y'all. I feel so much better. Overall, I'm able to be more in the moment than before. Like before I was so in my head and so worry, stress, ah. It robbed me of like, hey, you're out to eat with your husband. Like be in the moment, take this in. Or hey, you and your husband are having a discussion. Like be in the moment, be present. I still rate this experience a 10 out of 10. If you're in Clarksville, hit up Queen City Alternative Health Center. Please hit them up for their services. So yeah, y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Hope y'all have a great Friday. I love y'all. Please be productive. Please love yourselves. Please pour into yourselves and be kind and graceful with yourself. All right, y'all, have a happy Friday. Bye.